And we are live for yet another. You get two War and Pieces this week, folks. This one's a special one because this guy doesn't do many interviews, but he's here on War and Pieces. And I'm talking about the owner, the CEO, the great man himself, Bill Thompson. Bill Thompson, thank you so much for being here this evening. First of all, it's an honor to have you here.
Well, it's an honor to be here, and it's Bill Thomas.
Thomas? That's what, didn't I say that?
No.
I said Tom. You know why? I got David Thompson on Wednesday.
Oh, there you go. So at least we're close.
Bill Thomas, I've already screwed it up. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
It's a pleasure to be here. So.
First of all, let me just say, I have bought every single game, just about every single game you guys have. Okay. And I really cannot believe how much you guys put out in a year. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. Some of the stuff you've put out has been just completely through the roof, and I've just been blown away with. And one of them particularly that I really want to point this out, and that's Interceptor Ace. I've played this, and this is probably one of my favorite games I've played in the last 3 or 4 months, and I'm just blown away with. And Gregory Smith, anything he seems to touch is turned into gold. So, right. I mean, look at you. You're just knocking it out of the park, my friend. But hey, listen, this is, instead of talking about all the games, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. And people that have questions, please put in the questions. Helen's here; she'll take care and make sure I see them at some point. We will get to them. But Bill, tell me a little bit about the company.
Okay. Compass started, back in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was 3 guys. Nobody knew us in the industry. We were nobodies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We had no contacts with any of the industry leaders of anybody, really. We didn't go to conventions. So we started a company, and it was a hobby. Hey, let's have some fun, do some games. The
Mm-hmm.
first person, one of them went away probably within a year, 2 years of the first release, Silent War. Okay, things happen. It's like a partnership. It's like a marriage. You never know.
Sure is.
You date, and then when you start working together, it's a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
But big guy, have all the respect for him. He moved along. Okay, so Compass was a part-time company. It's just a hobby for years. We probably produced in 12 years, maybe 20 games,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 22. So about 2-3 years ago, maybe 4, I said, hey, there's a opportunity here for traditional war games.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, let's go forward with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to move forward with making Compass more of a full-time gig. Okay. The other partner who still works for me, okay, we parted ways on the partnership, and good. So he still works for me, and that's Ken Dingley.
Okay.
He's still an employee of mine, and he does a good job. Okay, so I became the only partner left. Okay, and I bought them all out. Okay, the interesting thing is it really changed my thinking when my son came to me.
Mm-hmm.
He graduated college, and he said, "Hey, Dad, can I come work for you?" And then it hit me. Okay, I'm not doing this for me. Okay, I'm 50-some years old. Okay, and I said, hey, this could be a legacy. Now it's not only me. So he's in working with me. And so that's how Compass Games really evolved to where it is today. I think in the last year, we put out 25 products.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on track to do about 25 this year. Okay. We've already done like 10 or 12. Yep. Okay. And it's just been an amazing ride. And the customers are great. Okay. We couldn't do it without the customers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really an overview of where Compass is.
Now, of course, this show is sponsored by Miniature Markets, but I'm going to get my stuff in. But when your games come out on Miniature Market, I mean, the day they land, if you don't get it that same day, it's gone. I mean, that's how fast it sells out. I mean, your stuff is like boom, boom, boom. And if you're not in line to get it, boom. So we're working on up in the orders because your games are that good. The people that you have that are designing for you. I mean, from Richard Board, Greg M. Smith, John Butterfield. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, it's absolutely amazing what the people that you're able to bring in. Now, I'm gonna hit on a touchy subject here, and it could be a little touchy. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we were doing War and Pieces, and we were talking about, actually, I'm gonna pull out the game here, the Foldit Gap here. Okay, it was $140, and I opened it up and I went, oh, boy. You know, I think I would have liked a little bit more. That was before I read the rule book, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because this is a very, very good game, a very interesting game, and I had it on the table and I like it. I don't worry about paying about money, but people complain a lot about how expensive the games are, and why is that? That's something that they always want to put out there. Why is it a little bit more than other companies, should we say?
Oh, it's something I've heard for the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And again, it's getting worse because we're out there more.
Well, let's put it to bed here.
Okay.
I mean, we've got a tremendously large audience watching, and I want to put it to bed because I watched your show this last Friday, and you answered it, but I wanted you to answer it again here so everybody can hear it. And I think it's a very important, and I think people need to take a second look at things. Go ahead, please.
Up until 2 years ago, 100% of our games were made in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not China, not anywhere else. Okay, so they've all been made in the U.S. Okay, we decided that to compete with one map game, we had to go to China for the mounted boards. Okay. But other than that, okay, if it's not a one map game, okay, with a mounted board, it's all made in the U.S. Okay, go on.
And for me, that's fantastic. Okay, because listen, regardless of whatever, I was going to buy every game that you made anyways, and that's truth. I'm not telling you that because you're here. I'm telling you that because I really enjoy the variance and everything you did. 25 games a year, and from all these different types of fantastic designers. There is a unbridled passion that you guys show at your company, and that needs to be seen more. And then on top of it, you're paying an American salary. You're not paying sweatshops, okay? You're paying American salaries, okay? And I think that alone, people, for the extra $10, $12, listen, I'll hand you $100 bill now.
Oh, people have no idea what the price difference is, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. It really is. What I could, and I won't say what I could get Foldit Gap done in China for.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. The cost savings, and I could sell more. Okay,
yeah.
But it comes to me again. It's something, and the funny thing is, we were a new company, and we chose that route,
mm-hmm.
which is a hard route to go down. Okay, you're coming in a new company, and you're the most expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We chose that route because we have printers in Massachusetts, right up the road.
Okay,
and we like this. We like to be able to support America and made in U.S. And it's cost us. I'll be honest with you. It's cost us sales over the years because some people, it's too, and up until about, and it just gets so, I've been hearing more and more.
Right.
And now with our new line, because you'll see the big difference, okay,
mm-hmm.
when you put on a map, they're heavier. And when you look at those cost games, they're pretty well in line with the marketplace.
Okay.
like France 1944, other games that we do are pretty well in line with other in the marketplace. Okay, so but I still am going to continue to produce in the U.S.
I think that's fantastic, and you kind of glitched there a little bit for a second, but
Okay.
it's okay. But basically, what he said is he's going to keep producing in the U.S. and that attributes to the passion that you have. So in order to print it in the United States, and this is the way I see it. So how do you compete? I'll tell you how you compete. You make quality games. You bring in great people. You bring in the John Butterfields. Again, like I said, Mr. Smith, Richard Borg. You're bringing in top talent. That's got to cost you as well.
It does, but the funny thing is, we bring in like Combat and Blue Water Navy were two that were not well-known designers. We took a risk on them because we do that as well, and great sales, great games.
I'm looking at both of them right now. They're right there. Combat, I absolutely loved. I thought it was unique. It was different. Blue Water Navy, my good friend who I know is out in the chat, did a fantastic video on it and got me hyped up on it and to get it. And that's Mo from Mo's Game Table. If you ever get a chance, check that out. He did a wonderful job with that video. And I'm telling you right now, another fantastic game. I mean, you're hitting it out of the park with good, solid games. I mean, what more could you say, right?
Yeah, we do get a lot of, I'll digress here. We do get a lot of feedback that it's expensive to buy our games overseas, mostly in the EU. Okay. And we get a lot of games that are sold through distribution, which to pre-order from us really isn't, because we don't have EU friendly shipping. Okay. Because it's just for pre-orders. So that's a decision. It's a very complicated situation for us. Okay. So we have no problem. We sell a lot of games to distribution, which is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So people are getting those games because we're selling a lot of them through distribution.
And the thing, the thing is, okay, you're not EU friendly. Your site to sell direct, but Miniature Market sells overseas. So, in a way, if you really want the game, get it from Miniature Market or whatever. I'm not saying I don't want to be a commercial here, but what I'm saying is by distributing the games out, that kind of eliminates that. So I don't even think that's an argument that people should have, because if you really want the game, you can get them online and get it shipped overseas. It's just getting it over there is hard in itself, no matter what you do.
But I do think because our costs are higher because they are made in the U.S., it drives costs to them because somebody pays those customs. Okay, and whether it's the distributor pays them, but he passes them along, I'm sure, to the individual customers in Europe. So that's something we're trying to look at and get better at. But I don't know. Unfortunately, some things are tough to rectify.
Yeah. You broke up there again. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Could you just say that again? I'm sorry. It completely cut out.
Yeah, I think what happens with like EU is their issue is because I make it in the U.S. and the cost is expensive. Okay? Then what happens is when it goes to Europe, even through distribution, the customs have to be paid by somebody. So paid off the percentage of the game. So it does cost them more money, okay, because I make it in the US in EU. But like I said, we sell a lot of games indirectly in the EU. So
let me ask you a quick question. Out of all the games that you've created, which is the game you're most proud of?
And
it's a hard question to think on it. You could do it.
No, I really can't.
No?
I really can't because I'm equally proud of every game. Could they?
Mhm.
There are some games I wish I had done things
A little
different,
differently? Okay.
and we didn't have data and stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, but I can't do that. I don't know which I really don't know which one's my favorite.
Okay. All right. I wanted to see if you had a favorite. I have a favorite kid, but I don't want her to hear it right now.
I, I'll take the fifth on that one. I have two favorite kids.
Well, there you go. See, that's the right way to do it. That's the right way. But it's a funny thing, and we started to talk about it a little bit, and you get a lot of flack, but I think everybody gets a flack, but there's a lot of elitists out there, and the thing that I like to try to do is show these games to everybody. Euro gamers, all types of different types of gamers. And my thought is that if you could sit there and calculate how to farm, you're going to actually enjoy something that is going to test you even further. And I think wargaming from a Eurogamer view is the next level. So how do you bridge that gap? Okay. Do you now are you guys trying to do anything to play to put out more games that are kind of trying to reach out to the board gamer, because board gaming is in a renaissance that has never been seen. It's in its golden age.
Yeah, we did Cargo Express game. Well, I'll be honest with you, didn't do very well, but then we weren't known in the Euro market at all.
Okay.
I'll tell you which one. Stellar Horizons, our space game. That has taken off.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing was, we were told, what right as a war game company do you have to produce a space game? Was what we were told by people.
Okay.
And we just released that. And I got to say, we haven't even started distribution with that. And we're about 75% sold out.
Wow.
Okay? And that is a pretty complicated Euro game, but people are playing it, having a good time. It just came out maybe 3 weeks ago. Okay. And I think that's why we put games up on Kickstarter, is games that we think will sort of be, they're war games, but they could be Euro. They're on the cusp there. They could. So that's really what we use Kickstarter for.
Okay.
Is to get into that market.
And we're going to be talking about some of the Kickstarters that you have coming out, and also everybody in the chat, everybody that's watching, and we have quite a few people watching. We're going to be giving away. Bill was nice enough to give away, I believe it's Battle of the Bulge from John Butterfield. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be giving that away towards the end of the show. We're going to be doing our dice game. Poor Helen in the chat is going to do that. And Helen, I just saw that you have a bunch of questions, but usually you highlight them, so I don't see them highlighted. So that's what screwed me up for a minute. So we've got some questions here, and I'm going to shoot them out to you. Just give me a second here, Bill. Just bear with me. Okay, here we go. We have a question from Nathaniel Robinson. Does that really explain all the differences between, say, Tricorn and other Command and Color games, especially when sold by OLGS? Okay. I'm not too sure what he's trying to say here. Hold on here. Can you say that? I think when we were talking about price. Producing in the United States. I mean, it has to, Nathaniel. I mean, it has to make a difference. I mean, other companies could probably do a richer board game, but if you do it in the United States and you do it in China, there's going to be a huge difference. It doesn't matter what game it is.
Now, granted, if you're doing print runs of 25,000 a game,
right?
Okay, that's going to drop the price.
Yeah.
If you're printing 10,000 of a game, that's going to drop the price. If you're in the 2 to 4,000, it's not going to really be a difference. But if you're printing north of 10,000 games, then yeah, that will be a factor as well. Factor of difference of manufacturing it, but there is print run.
But I mean,
how
hard is it that to make that decision? Okay, Bill. I mean, where do you go? Well, I believe in this game enough to print 25,000 because, boy, I'll tell you, if it doesn't sell, you got them in your family picture next year.
Well, and the funny thing is, what Compass does, we have a pre-order system, but we don't have a pre-order number. Okay, we're not like companies. I printed games, and people are going to be shocked at this. I printed games that had 75 pre-orders.
Oh wow!
Oh no, we don't. Pre-orders to me are not a funding mechanism; they're a bottom line mechanism. Because I get a better price than if I sell at distribution. So we don't use pre-orders for cash flow. Okay, so I've done games where I've had 75 pre-orders. I've gone to publication with it. I fund it, and the funny one had like 75 pre-orders, and we ended up selling out of it. I have other games that get like 300-400 pre-orders, okay, and they stagnate. So we take the risk, and I think that's something nobody knows out there either. Compass takes the risk of pre-orders. We don't have 1,000 pre-orders. We don't have a number that says, hey, I have to hit 500 or this doesn't get published. I want a game published because I think it's good.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll publish the game. I'll take that risk. And it's funny. And I've done it for the last, we've done over 140 titles now. And I do it all the time. Now, do I get mad at myself when I have a hit and I have to reprint? But at the end of the day, I think the two misconceptions that people don't know about Compass is one, we don't use the pre-order system as a funding mechanism, okay, or as a mechanism that I got to hit 300 pre-orders to print the game.
Right.
We don't do that, okay, and we do most of our games up until we started doing the one mounted map.
Right.
100% US, and now we're doing about 80% US. Okay.
Let me ask you something about that as well. You know, does it take? Is it quicker to print in the U.S. than it is in China?
Incredibly quicker. Okay, I can.
So you're putting out more games. You're giving more quality, more games, and you're funding it here, and you're not waiting on somebody over in China to send you over proofs and all that other.
China is a 6-month process. Okay, domestically, it's probably a 2-month process at most.
Wow.
Because remember, 4 to 6 weeks before it ships to me.
Yeah.
Because it comes by boat. But China does good. Let me just say that they do good quality work.
Yes.
No doubt about it. And to be honest, some of it's even better than what I can get in the US. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's just a choice we made. And it's not, and I apologize if customers think the games are too expensive and all that other stuff, but it's something I believe in. And I don't think I'll always be doing US in US.
And then that's something I admire a lot, Bill. I admire it. You know, there's a lot of people that are out there that are veterans, like myself, and you know, I'm currently still working for the military, and you know, to hear that, it just listen. I buy all your stuff anyways, and it just makes me that no matter what you come out with, I'm going to buy. But here's the real thing, Bill. You're putting out quality product. And I mean gameplay. They're some of the best games I've played this year. All right, Combat, which I have a question here I want to ask, and I want to talk a little bit about Combat. I love that game. James R asked, is there anything new coming out for Combat?
Yes, there's actually something up on pre-order now.
Okay.
It's Combat 2 that takes the combat situation all the way to Berlin.
Oh, wow.
And the expansion is just as big as the original game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that worked on now. And Combat was made in the U.S. So what we did do is on our website, if you go to the products, we did put an icon on made in the U.S. now, so people can see which games are made in the U.S., which games aren't, so they can say, "Oh, I might understand why it's higher than."
And I'm glad you said that, because we were live and I'm talking about the game and I go, well, maybe it's made in the US. And I looked everywhere on this box.
Yeah.
I could not find made in USA. And if I did that, I think it would have just completely took care of a lot of things. But you couldn't find it on the inside the booklet or anything like that. And I think that's a big thing to have that little bit of stamp there, believe it or not.
Yeah, I didn't think so for years, because I do what I do. For me, it wasn't something that I wanted to say, oh, I'm making it in the US and other people aren't. Okay, so we never did it, but we are putting it on the website.
Fantastic. We got another question here. Pacific Tide is being reprinted. How long will it take?
Well,
and we just kind of almost talked about that. Eh? Nice segue right into it, right?
Yeah, that's interesting because it depends on what I'm going to do with it.
Okay.
Because yes, depending on the pre-orders, because I didn't want to commit at the time, okay, until we get the pre-orders.
Right.
Might be a situation where we might go to China for the make it a deluxe with a mounted map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or we might just reprint it. If we reprint it in the United States, obviously it's going to be done sooner.
Okay.
But on reprints, reprints are a touchy thing. Okay, I'm willing to roll the dice the first time on my pre-orders. I'm not always willing to roll the dice on reprints, because I'll tell you why. Because you never know where you've reached that crescendo where you're going to sell any more games.
Where's the ceiling? Where is the ceiling? And it's almost like playing the stock market. Where am I doing this? Where am I going?
I would roll the dice and do a game on 75 pre-orders quicker than I would do a game that. So that's why I like to give it a little time to see how many orders we get for the reprint. That reprints or pre-orders do make a difference for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because again, I don't know if the market's going to be flat, and it's
right.
And I've got up-team copies I've just reprinted.
All right, we got a question here from Lionel. Rob, I would like to hear about Zeppelin Raiders and America Bomber, how the idea came about.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's Greg Smith. He thinks of Greg Smith. So thinks of this stuff, and he emails me like in the middle of the night saying, "Hey, I've got this great game. Okay, are you interested?" And I go, "Yeah." It's all in Greg Smith's mind. I'll tell you, he comes up with some of the. I can't even get into that guy's mind.
And this is what I'm talking about: passion, quality. You open up a box, Interceptor Ace. Again, Zeppelin Raiders. You play those games, you're immersed. Okay, you're all in on these games, and I don't think where some people, I really believe sometimes they rush things out just to get them out. I actually feel that some of these games are the best games I have in my collection, and they're Compass games. And I'm not saying that because you're here. I'm not trying to give you a big shine. I'm telling you what I feel, and I'm willing to pay the money. And now I'm even more willing to pay it because I know it's made in the United States for the most part. And you don't leave here unless you have to. And hey, hats off to you, my friend. Hats off to you. That's big cojones. That
And
takes
the,
a lot of bravery.
and the other thing you'll see, we'll do games on topics like it came up. We've done like 6 or 7 World War I strategic games.
This bum that asked the question.
Oh, yeah,
Herman,
I like
this
this.
bum.
Oh, has like 8
He's looking for a job at Compass, believe it or not.
Well, well, he's not going to get.
But he does says Compass has eight strategic World War I games. That's rare. What went into the decision to publish so many games on one topic? That's not the Bulge, Waterloo, or Gettysburg. Great question, Herman, by the way.
Okay, and the answer to that is designers approached me with games, and they were all different, meaning they all had different scales. You play 3 of the games, 3 of the World War I games, and they're all different. They all give you a different experience. So for me, it was designers just had them designed, and I liked them. So I guess that is really the answer I've got. Okay, that if I like the game, okay, then I'll publish the game. Okay, and we actually have another World War I game that's Attrition of Souls. That's a very easy, very low complexity, more of a war game, more of a Euro.
Right. Okay.
But so we have that coming out.
Wow, fantastic. Tommy D asks, question, why can't the mountain maps be made here in the US? I love mountain maps, but why China for those? Thanks.
Because to get them done in the US, okay, is 6 to 7 times more, maybe 5 to 7 times more than to make them in China. The games, if I put mountain maps, I'll give you a perfect example. Okay, Folder Gap could never have mountain maps because there's too many maps.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But if I put a map in any one of my games, it's going to up the game by at least $40, $50. Okay. Because again, it's a very, mountain maps are, don't ask me why, but it's tougher to do than regular maps, and very few places do them. Okay, and you can get thin cardboard maps. Okay, but they're not going to be comparable. That's why everybody goes. If you ask anybody, okay, there might be a few that do it in the United States. Mostly everybody goes out of the country for mountain maps.
All right, let's go here. Boy, we got a lot of questions for you. You're a popular guy, my friend. The Mighty Mo from Mo's Games Table. Question for Bill. What's the expected ship date on Air and Armor? And we're all excited about that one, my friend.
That is going to be around September.
Around September. There you go, Mo. September. What else do we got here? Robert C. with brief border wars, hearkening back to the old quad games. Are there to be any more of this style manner coming up, or are you waiting to measure its reception?
Now, the funny thing is, okay, it depends. Again, it's the designers that really come up with these ideas. Okay, designers will come up with 2 battles, and I'll say, well, why don't we get 2 more? Brian trained a brief border wars. We had talked about, well, why don't we do different games? I said, no, let's do a quad. So I would do quads I don't need to know. Are you waiting for measured reception? No, not really. If I had the designer give me 4 battles,
right,
of anything I put in, or any type of that thing, I do quads. I have no, it doesn't matter to me about the reception. Okay, because I think it's something that's neat, and it's a value to have quads. But again, I don't go to designers and tell them, here's what I want you to publish. The only one we do is Adam Stockweather. Okay. I will tell him, I want a game on this. Okay. And he'll do it. Okay. But every other designer is really, they bring me the ideas. Okay. They've already got it in their mind what they want to do. So I don't go to them with the idea.
Fantastic. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Geek City USA. Looking for what you'd recommend to a newer war gamer looking for a 1 or 2 player game that is really deep with tons of theme. Well, I think that one's pretty easy.
Well,
go ahead. I want to hear what you say, and I'm going to tell you what I got.
You said it first.
Okay.
Come on, I want to hear.
I think Interceptor Ace is a great 1-player experience. The depth, how you can better your pilot and things like that. Then you lose a plane, then you're out for 3 weeks, and it becomes this story. You build this fantastic, wonderful, passionate story about this one pilot and his missions and all his sorties. I think that's just glorious.
Yes, I would agree, but I think that if it was a first-time person,
okay,
I think I would get him into like a Pacific Tide.
Okay.
Oast Creek.
Oast Creek, yeah.
Maybe, and I actually throw like Lamps games in there. Like Lamps is a very good, even though Herman's there. It Lamps, and my son will tell you, I've had Lamps up on my desk, on my ping pong table for a long time, waiting for that second edition. Okay, so Lamps is I do like that, but I would say that those are right. What other ones? Yeah, not for a young kid or a first-time war gamer. I don't know. Got a lot of them. I just don't know. I would say those are very easy games to play.
I'd agree with that. I'm trying to think of something else that might really hit home there.
I think what you're going to see is, I think Attrition of Souls, Civilization. We've got a lot of games coming up that I think are good introductory games to people. And I'll be honest with you, the brief Border Wars. It's a great little. That somebody could pick up and play in a couple hours.
I agree. We're going to take one more question, and then I want to talk about the Kickstarters you have coming up. Okay. I really want to make sure that we cover that and let everybody know what you have coming up, because that's exciting. Nathaniel wrote, Bill, Compass is probably the only company that competes with GMT's catalog in terms of breadth of subjects. What is your goal?
My goal is just, and it's going to sound, my goal is just to try to do the best we can. We don't really compare ourselves to anybody. We just take one day at a time, and we just try to do the best we can. And then we make mistakes, and there's a rat, and we hate it. Nobody hates me, but we learn from them and we go forward. And I just want my son's in it. I've got John Grant, who is like my right hand. He's my marketing guy. My God, there is nobody better for an introvert business guy like me. Okay, he's incredible. He's out there. He was the best. Someday I'll tell you the story of that.
Well, I hope you'll come on another time. That's what I'm sure.
Great story of how John came on board.
I had a chance to meet John for the first time yesterday. We had talked for about a half hour or so, and wow, what a tremendous guy! And you could see how much he admires you, and for me, that really shows what a great leader is when your employees look at you and revere you. And I can tell you, John reveres you and respects you a lot. And the way he talked about you and waxed poetic. Hey, John, when you get that raise, let me know. All right, bro. I mean,
Yeah. But one thing I do want to make up is I do want to say that Adam Stockweather does a good job with us. Okay,
Mhm.
now we've got Ty Bomba doing editor of Paper Wars, and the other thing is, and I want to do a shout out.
Please do.
We do have our convention. It's
Mhm.
gonna be our third year in Connecticut. It's on Veterans Day, Veterans Day weekend.
Okay.
So I hope we had a great time last year. Okay, it's like a 3-4 day event.
In Connecticut, I was born in Connecticut. I lived in Connecticut for forever before I came down here to Florida. I was born.
Where'd you live?
I was born in New Haven. I lived in East Haven, and I met my wife,
Okay.
and we lived in Plainville for a while.
Oh, okay. We're from Cromwell, which is
all
not too
right.
far from Plainville.
Yeah, not far at all.
20 minutes.
You're near Middletown, not Middletown. Yeah, Middletown.
Yeah,
That's what it
Middletown.
was. Yeah.
So we have the convention. We had the convention in Cromwell until the place went out of business, and now we're having it in Merritt. But it's a great time, and if anybody's in the area, stop by or come to the convention. So I had to shout that out because
definitely.
And we give 50% off all our games. It's only $45 to come for the whole time, and we give free pizza night. You know, we really do it for the customers because without them, we'd be nothing.
Listen, if everything goes well, I still got my daughter and 2 grandchildren up there. I'll go visit them, and I'll come visit you for the whole weekend. You'll have to deal with me for the whole weekend. How would you like that?
More expensive,
huh? Oh, for me, it's more expensive.
Yes, you don't get the $45. You pay $100.
That's because the convention's in the United States, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
No, only for you though.
Now, here's a funny little fact here, and just to hit on you, War and Pieces and the way it's spelled out and the way it's made is actually after the old West Hartford show. Yeah.
Yes.
I used to go there all the time. So when I decided to make this, and I went up there after we came down to Florida, and after 6 or 7 years, I flew back to Connecticut. I forgot what I had to go for. And I said, I'm going to go to War and Pieces. I haven't been there in forever. And I go, and it's closed. And it broke my heart. I loved those guys. I loved everything that they did. And they're the ones that really would make me buy like all the Europa games from GDW and all that stuff.
We probably ran into each other there.
I bet you we did. Bill.
A lot younger, I'll tell you that much. And we would never recognize.
Yeah, we were a lot younger. I'm actually older than you, believe it or not.
How old are you?
I'm just about 60.
Oh, okay. Well, we're close.
We're close. So we probably were there together without a doubt.
Yeah, it was a great place.
Oh, it was so good. So in honor of them, that's what this segment is. The show is named after War and Pieces. Just to let you know, there, little bit of tidbit of history. But listen, hey, we got to get moving along here. Why don't you tell me all about the Kickstarters that you got going, and then as soon as we're done with that, we're going to do our giveaway.
Okay, we have Jacobite Rising, which is Command and Colors Jacobite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's on Kickstarter now.
Okay,
and we have in the next few months we're going to have Civilization, Doors, Attrition of Souls.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is most of my China games go on Kickstarter.
Okay.
I think there's a market. You know, I don't think Kickstarter people would, and maybe I'm wrong. I've toyed about this, putting it up with paper maps.
Okay.
But I don't think people would. I don't think the market's there in that type of situation. So I don't do those. Okay, it's only in the mounted maps and the ones that are manufactured in China that I put up on Kickstarter.
Okay, the one that's on Kickstarter right now,
Jacobite. Yep.
Okay. Is that a Richard Board game?
Yes.
Okay.
Command Colors. Yep.
Okay, all right, okay. So, Helen, if you could do me a favor, make sure that you put a link in the video here so people know to go check it out. Another Richard Board Command and Colors games. How you guys doing so far? When did it go up? Actually,
I went up, what, 12 days ago?
12 days ago.
Yeah, we're doing good.
You're doing good. Good.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
make it do better. Everybody, go out there and purchase this, and let's make sure that this gets funded and everything's great with it. I mean, it's Compass Games. You gotta want it. There you go. Now, we do a little game here, and since you guys are so nice to give away a game, that one of you guys out there are going to win a game. Now, how do we do this? In the comments, I'm going to type "start now." You are going to put a number from 1 to 100. Okay, the person that is closest or hits it on the head wins. Okay, plain and simple. But you got to get the numbers in between start now and stop now. If you get it in after, I'm sorry, you're disqualified. If you put more than one number, you're disqualified. Okay, so 1 to 100. All right, 1 to 100. Let's make sure that this is clear. Now, should there be a tie, whoever's closest, if there's two people that are one away, it doesn't matter if you're high or low, it doesn't matter. There is a roll off of death. Okay. And Helen will let me know who to go first and who to second. And then you guys will pick another number and then we will roll again. But let's not do a roll off of death today. Somebody just guess what I'm going to roll. And usually I'm all over the place. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this contest going. And then I'm going to go back. And I think we had while we're waiting for the numbers, because we give them a little bit of time because of lag of internet and everything like that. See, I gotta put the old man glasses so I can see when I'm typing with my two fingers, because Bill, you wouldn't want to hire me because I can only type with two fingers and I'm slow. All right. So start now. And there you go. Get your numbers in, folks. Meanwhile, Bill and I are just going to chat about, well, just kind of about everything. I believe there was one more question here. Here we go. Let's click on that. WLM. What is the status of Napoleon's Imperium, 1798 to 1815, and the Conquistadors, the Spanish conquer of the Americas? Wow, that was a mouthful for me.
Okay. Napoleon Imperium is a U.S. product that is in printing now. It's all done. We should have that in the warehouse completed probably midsummer.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is one that I am, even though it has a paper map, because it's a pretty big map, I'm actually gonna right now put that up on Kickstarter. Okay, because it's that type of a game that I Conquistadors is actually on the boat here from China.
Okay.
So it's all done and ready. So it's just be here in 4 to 6 weeks. Now, the funny thing is, which is ironic, is at any given time, okay, I've got so many games that I have to, because of that, I only release I only release 2 a month. Okay. I have
which is incredible.
I have a backlog right now of 4 to 5 games that are completely done that's just sitting in the warehouse.
Whoa. You need to get those out.
No, the problem is, and it really worked for us for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to, and it's ironic, Connecticut shut down, but that didn't mean that me and my employees stayed at home. But that didn't mean me, my son, and my wife, we ran a sale.
Okay.
Sale, and I got to answer that question too. We ran a company sale and we released 3 games during COVID. We shipped over 10,000 games during COVID.
Wow.
It was just me, run my son in the warehouse most of the time, and he's by himself, so I don't want people to think that he was at risk. Okay. He wasn't. Okay. I see a question here.
You don't seem like a guy that would put anybody at risk, to be honest.
No, oh God, no, because it's not about, it's about fun. That's what it's about.
You broke up a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Try it. Try it again. Is my question worthy? What other companies can print mounted maps?
Oh, Europe.
Europe.
Yeah, here's how it goes. It goes China,
Mm-hmm.
Europe, and most expensive to print games. Okay, Europe has mounted maps, but again, you're paying. It's cheaper than the U.S., but it's a lot more expensive than China,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes sense because you can see what they pay people.
Yeah.
It all boils down to the labor force and what the labor force is getting paid. But yeah, there's a big place in England that does mountain map games, manufacture. Crusades and Revolution. The version is done in, I think, Czechoslovakia.
Oh, really? The Czech.
Yeah, we partnered with a Spanish company to do that. So
Okay.
the deluxe version. Oh yeah, let's see how this works.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see if I can pull this off because normally I don't. Usually I have a couple of extra cameras set up. Oh, of course I can do this. See, we're high tech around here. At least that's what I like to think. That's what I like to think. So I just got to share my screen. We're going to share screen. We're going to do that. Yeah, that one's good. And boom, look at that, huh? How about that? See? And then we just roll the dice, see? So that way nobody thinks I'm making up some of these numbers. Right here, we have Decal 12 that is the first time heading to the Compass Games Expo. He cannot wait. Look at you.
Good work. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, there you go. See, I'm even thinking of going. What is the process? But it's going to be very expensive at $100 for the whole weekend.
That's only for you.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yes. $45 for everybody else. But I'm going to pay $100. But don't worry. I'm going to stay at my daughter's, so I don't have to get a hotel room.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Then you get charged more.
Yeah. Oh, now you can hit me for 150, right, Bill?
200 for you. So yeah,
Jeez,
yeah. Make sure everybody in the planet gets $45 except for you.
Man, it's great to be loved by Compass Games, isn't it? Good thing we're friends, huh? I hate to say we're enemies. What is the process from concept to finished products? How long does it take?
Oh God, it can take up to 4 years.
Yeah, it really depends on the developer, doesn't it?
And it depends. Well, we're unique in that situation too because we have outside developers, but we also have a Compass team that develops. Okay, and that's even interesting because it has more than one. But it could take. I have projects that take 2 years, but I have projects that take 4 years. It all depends on how good the product is off the get-go.
Right.
It depends on how it goes forward. But yeah, no, we've had games that have taken 4 years, and it took. Yeah.
I got a question for you. Does your son help in the decision making as far as what games that you decide to carry?
Yes, he does.
Okay, that's probably a neat process. Sitting there.
We have some interesting as he gets more involved.
Right.
And he never wanted to play any games when he was a kid. Okay, but as he gets more involved, he's getting very bossy at times.
Oh, he's fighting back. He's pushing back to the old man, huh?
Yeah, and I say, oh,
you don't take it, do you?
Oh, well, yeah. And then he gets the wife. Then he gets Carolyn on his side, and they both hit me up.
Oh, he plays the mom card on you.
Yeah, because she's involved she does stuff for Compass too. So the two of them, it's unbelievable. It really is. I sit back off and say, okay, because they come at you both at the same, and it's just incredible. Great employees, I'll tell you that much. No, they really do a good job. Couldn't do it without them.
Hey, the best. Sometimes the best you can have is family. That's for doggone sure. All right. So I just typed in the stop now. Now we're going to go right. We're going to do the roll here. I hope you guys got your numbers in. Everybody try to keep on it. And let's see. Let's go there. Okay, here we go, Bill. Bill, I'm going to let you guess a number. What do you think I'm going to roll?
35.
35. Let's see how close you are. If you win, do you get to keep the game?
No. You have to pay 150.
All right. I gotta say which one's the tens. Good thing I saw that, Helen. Thank you. We're gonna go with. I'm gonna let Bill pick.
Red.
Which one should be the tens?
Red.
Red. All right. Okay. Here we go. And the number is. Oh, come on. The number 3. The number 3. Did anybody think I was going to roll horribly and pick the number 3? Wow, 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now, if you picked a white as the 10,
yeah, I would have been close.
you would have been close.
I think I did pick white.
Okay, let's see. Kabuki Kid has 4. Oh, that's pretty close. Let's see how close. I'm waiting. I'm letting Helen figure this out, because if I try to figure it out, I'm going to lose my mind. The number is 3, folks. 3. JK War Games, I had 4. It looks like JK War Games and Kabuki both have 4. It is roll off of death time.
That's amazing.
I mean, who would have thought I would have rolled a 4, right? I mean, come on. All right, Helen, handle it. I think because because JK got in here, probably put his 4 in first. We're going to let him pick first. 1 to 100. Now you got to really think, am I going to roll high or am I going to roll low again? Yeah, you could do the 50 or 50. Kabuki goes 50. All right. Kabuki goes 50. JK Wargaming goes 24. He picks 24, Bill. He's thinking that now he's going to use some of your mojo here, and that I'm going to roll that 35.
Yes, I think you're going to roll 35.
All right. For legal aspects and everything like that, this is now the 10. Remember, the red is the orange, red, whatever we want to call it, is the 10. Let's see what I roll. Do I roll low again? I don't know. Let's find out. 47.
Wow.
47. Kabuki is our winner. She's 3 away. Congratulations, Kabuki. JK War Games, thanks for playing. Nice try. We're sorry. But our winner is none other than the mighty Kabuki, who you can find on just about every cast here. You got to love it. All right, there you go. You have just won John Butterfield's Battle of the Bulge. And I want to thank Compass Games for being so gracious to give this game away. Kabuki, email me your address at novaprime860@hotmail.com. I'll get it over to everybody over at Compass Games. And believe it or not, she's only in New Jersey.
Oh.
So you could probably throw it to her, Bill.
No, I'll mail it.
All right, there we go. Well, we don't want it to get dinged.
Yeah.
All right, listen, my friend. You are glorious. That's the only way we could put it. You are glorious. The things that you are doing for the wargaming community, the gaming community as a whole, your company is glorious. You're doing. I just can't tell you how wonderful the experiences that you have given to me, that I've spent with my son or myself, playing your games. The passion that you have for this business. I appreciate everything that you do. You've said it all today. I think we've put a lot of things to bed, and this is a fantastic company, folks. Back them. They get a majority of their stuff, 80% of their stuff made in the United States. and it's good quality games by great and fantastic designers. And if you notice and you look in their catalog, they don't have Herman Luttman. Okay, so that means they have quality and great games. Okay.
Well, we do
Well, we
have
got.
one.
Oh, you do have one by Herman?
Lamps going out.
Lamps? I've never played it.
Oh,
I've
no,
never
he
played.
wasn't the designer. He was. Oh, he screwed it up.
Oh, he messed it up?
Yes.
No wonder why.
Yeah.
wonder why.
No. Yeah. I don't like him.
And you're never going to bring him back to the company, are you?
No, I never will.
Okay, there we go. Well, Herman, I'll try again, maybe next week.
Well, I just wanted to take it. I enjoyed this. Thank you for having me. And this has been a lot of fun. And hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Definitely. I would love to have you on again. Bill, I'm going to have you hang on for a second. And again, I want to thank you for doing this, taking an hour of your time. I know you're very busy and everything that you have going on, and just keep doing what you're doing. And I can say for everybody out in the chat there, we really appreciate everything that you do and all the hard work that you and your family put into Compass Games. All right. For myself, Bill, until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great time, and we'll see you on the next War and Pieces.